sorry. He was doing something at the back as well. That was my bad.
Little whoop.
Whoop. It wasn't clicking. I was clicking over on the one tab, and then the other tab wasn't popping back. I was like, no. Anyhow,
Okay.
welcome to another Thursday. Hope everyone is doing well. I know it's been 2 weeks, so it's a lot of craziness. It's just the two of us today, so we'll try to probably be a little short one, but we'll try to keep you entertained as best as we can.
Well, I definitely will. So
that works. Did you want to go first, Ams, for your past 2 weeks? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to remember because I've also been like doing some serious planning like for the first time in my life because now I have my own business and I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, and all these commissions are now pouring in and I'm like, oh my god, I actually have shit to do. Fuck. Oh, okay. And I have deadlines and I'm just like, oh shit, I need to like plan these things out and not let them get away from me. So I was like doing that. And I've been like feeling this uncharacteristic anxiety. It's not like, it's not full-blown panic, but it's like dread almost. So it's just like I've been like procrastinating heavily this week. Like I made a new scarf.
Okay.
I made an entirely new scarf for no damn reason because I saw this yarn and thought it looked pretty. And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is bad. I need to get started on work.
Well, it is fall season, so scarves are kind of the in-season time to actually do it. Can't really summer, although you can make them. It's not really you're wearing them so much unless you wear like a shawl for the evening or something of that nature.
And I'm also doing Inktober next month. And I've already started on like doing that. And here's the anxiety part for me. Why it like, just like drove it up a wall, I guess, is that I'm trying to record myself and put it onto TikTok. And trying to get myself on the TikTok for the first time.
You're talking like you're 40 years old, but you're not. So why are you talking about it like that? It's like I'm putting it on the TikTok. Why did you say it like that? You're younger than me, but I think like 10 years at least, I think, right?
Can you tell that I act older than I actually am? Like, see who I'm friends with, okay? Duh.
I guess that's fine. I hang out with a lot of younger people, so they kind of let me know. They're all like 23, 24, 25 because of work. So they tell me everything about the TikTok and all that type of stuff. So I'm learning the trends and all that stuff. So it's kind of like
call me Grandma Mika, okay? That's it. I don't care. I'm only 29, but hey, I act like it. So.
Yeah, I was right. It's almost 10 years that I'm older than you. Also, I'm in a whole different decade.
Oh my god! And there's another one. Oh my god! I can't stop quoting it, but I finally finished Schitt's Creek. I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah. Oh okay.
I just watched the last episode, and oh my god!
Yeah. So I guess spoilers, if you really care.
Yes.
I think honestly with some of these shows, sometimes the spoilers are good to kind of help get someone into it because you'll kind of forget it or you'll buy into it. I'm going through rewatching it again, like I get in moods to want to watch it and then not watch it or whatnot. So I do want to talk about Schitt's Creek because I do love that show a lot. It was one of those that has been recommended to me by many people, but I never got around to doing it. And then one of my coworkers started watching it, and then we both fell in love. Although I will say, like most shows, the first season was hard for me to get through because you're learning the characters and they're all assholes. And so you're just kind of like, So it takes a while till you fall in love with them. And it's really you fall in love with them when they start falling in love with Schitt's Creek as a whole.
I feel like it's that same vibe as like if you like The Office and Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. It's that same kind of vein, comedy-wise. There's a lot of cringe humor, but in my opinion, very good, well-executed cringe humor. I feel like The Office goes too far with that, and I couldn't quite get into The Office. I'm sorry.
With it. I know some people watch it. I tried watching it. I think I got to the second season. I couldn't get so much into The Office. Parks Creek, I watched like a few episodes. And it's like I can't. Parks Creek. What do I call that? Parks and Recreation. I tried watching that. I couldn't get into it. Although I do know the one outtake that they had where they talk about comebacks, and then Chris Pratt is all like, "Yeah, Kim Kardashian," and he's all like, "Kim Kardashian doesn't have a comeback." It's all like she had her come on her back in that video that she did. Have you ever seen that? Yeah, that one was pretty funny. That's a funny outtake.
Did you know that Chris Pratt on set, like on Parks and Rec, he actually like there's a scene where he's like trying to win his girlfriend back, right? And these aren't really spoilers. It's like season 2, I think. But like Leslie Knope, Amy Poehler, the person who plays Leslie Knope, and she's also the producer. she opens the door instead of his girlfriend, and he's supposed to be like full frontal naked, like right in front, like, I love you, baby.
Yeah.
Apparently, the first take, Chris Pratt was actually naked.
Yeah. I think I've seen that behind the scenes clip. Yeah, that one has pretty good like bloopers. Yeah, I forget what other one. Oh, it was also with the girlfriend, whatever her name is, Audra, whatever. I don't know the real character, but the girl who played Aubrey, maybe. I don't remember her name.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't like her real name. There's a clip where she slaps him in the face. It's like, what are you doing, or something like that. And he's like, do that again. She
actually slaps him.
And he goes, do that again. And she slaps him again. And he's just like, and then she stops and she's just like, wait, are you getting like turned on by this? It's like, yeah, I didn't know that I was into this. And he's like, yeah, he's like getting like a boner on it. He's like, yeah, he's like couched over. He doesn't know what to do. Although she was like, ew, like that's not what it was supposed to be. Like he didn't know. You find your kinks in random places, I guess.
Oh my god, I love Chris Pratt.
But anyway, let's get back to Schitt's Creek because that's the one that I really want to talk about. So, who's your favorite character?
Oh god. Okay, now I'm not sure. I guess I think David might be
which is Alexis as you're saying it, but yes, David.
How'd you know? No, I do love Alexis. I think she's my second favorite because not more so for the person she is how it was with the person that she becomes. Yeah. Her character growth is just so beautiful, and I'm just like, oh my god, she's just become like this wholesome, good person throughout this whole show. And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm gonna keep on saying, oh my god. Because that was my favorite part of the whole show. It's just the awkwardness. They just be like, oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, as they're getting away from their rich life to the mediocre life that they're having, essentially.
Like trying to power through the awkwardness, and they're just like, I'm not here for this. What is happening? Oh my god, it's still happening. No. It's so great.
I would probably agree with you on the same set, but I think Alexis definitely wins as a whole as a character for me because of that she the type of growth that she has and her relationship, which was probably the one that you're talking about, where it's very sad with Ted. Yeah, probably one of the biggest heartbreaks because their relationship was so beautiful, especially when they got like really together. When they were like the first time they were together and was more of like a jealous type relationship. She just wanted to be in a relationship type thing. Yeah. And I thought it was like interesting where it was. And I was like, oh, this is clearly not going anywhere. And they broke up and it was like nothing. But when they actually got back together, like as a real relationship, it was kind of like, well, that's interesting. Apparently, the guy who plays Ted is friends with the guy who plays David. Like back in the day, because they're Canadian child actors, I guess. I mean, he's David's Eugene Levy's son in real life, so of course he's been in the industry for so long. So of course he meets people from there. So it kind of started, I think, as more of a guest starring type thing, and then it just developed in something more, and that's why their relationship is like so two-tone. But yeah, that there is a behind the scenes like thing on Netflix, or at least like a goodbye episode.
I was just watching that. I need to finish it. And
yeah,
like,
that's a good one. Yeah,
it's so good.
It's definitely a hard show to describe outside as, rich people who are put in a poor life, kind of like Beverly Hillbillies. I guess it's the closest in that.
Their funds were stripped away from them from a poor manager, and they literally hit rock bottom, going from a stately mansion to a rinky-dink motel in a place called Schitt's Creek. Yes, it's a play on words for a reason. It is shitty.
Yes. I wouldn't say that it's really that bad of a life that I'm seeing. Like when you kind of really see the town as a whole, they're a little hillbilly, especially the Shit family themselves. Oh yeah, they're the hillbilly ones, but like the rest of the town seems to be pretty normal. For the most part,
it's good. And they like ease it. I feel like they ease into that. I feel like it's a really nice way they do that too. It's like, it seems really like grimy and podunk when you first like are into it, but as you get to know the people and the small town, you really start to love it. So
like Stevie, she was a good one in particular. Just as a good support system for David as a friend, especially since they were like, she kind of just sees through his bullshit. And of course, I think he never really had to deal with that because he is so babied. You would see out of the two of them, David's definitely the babied one, while Alexis is more the free spirited. I'm going to go disappear for 5 months in a different country, and then
Oh my
maybe
God.
you'll find me again, and I'll let you know that I was sex trafficked and was nothing like a big deal type
Your
thing. Like, it's,
stories were so outlandish.
yeah, it's very dark humor in a sense, especially when you get to some of those stories, but it's definitely cute. So I would definitely recommend to anyone on it.
Mhm.
I mean, it ends happy in the most part. They're all in
Oh
very
my God, yes.
successful
Ugh.
lives at the end of it. So I feel like it ended well. They did have a plan to, like, and I mean, they always said, you know, they can always run it to more, but they kind of like, you know, this feels like it's a good spot to end it. So of course they were
I
able
like
to
that.
give it an ending that felt justified. I
Mhm.
just it just felt so harsh for Alexis. That's the only one that was kind of like sad.
Yeah.
It's a nice twist because everything can always be bow tied up and then it seems like it's fine. But
I mean, in a way, her being on her own in the end is still kind of sweet. You know, it was just like
mhm
she finally found herself. She
mhm
finally found her own purpose through her own means,
mhm
and she's better off for it.
mhm
So,
mhm
regardless of her and Ted being apart, which is super sad,
mhm
it's still kind of good in the end. So, yeah, it's still
yeah
kind of good. Um, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, no. When you're mentioning Stevie and David, when like he said like I think you're my best friend, it kind
mhm
of like broke my heart a bit. I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet. Oh,
yeah
it's so sweet. Oh, what was the first moment that made me cry? Um, oh god, no, it was when again spoilers. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be like talking about everything.
mhm
Um, is when he meets Patrick and they're like in their
yep
relationship and fully going through it, and when Patrick finally tells his parents
mhm
that he's gay, and it was just so heartwarming how everything came to light and how they were so accepting, and I was like, oh, such good acting too. Oh my
mhm
god, I like started like tearing up, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's actually like really wholesome and sweet. No, that's so good. Oh no. And then at the end, like in the credits, they were like, hey, if you know anyone that's like struggling to come out or like whatever,
mhm
something like that, go to these websites. And I was just like, oh my god, wow. That's
mhm
so good. Oh man, this is like now I feel like fully realize that this show is really like without being too in your face. They're like super LGBTQ
mhm
positive and amazing. This is just amazing way they execute that, and it's just oh my god, it's so refreshing. I
Well,
love
that's one
it.
of the things, and like they, because I can never remember his name. It's not Eugene Levy, the son. I can't remember what
Dan
the son's
Levy.
name. Dan Levy. There we go. Because he's the writer for the show, or at least one of the writers for the show, since this
Yeah,
is
I think
his full
he's
baby.
main producer, and his
Yeah,
dad's
main producer
co-producer.
exactly. So he has his dad to help back him up, but it's all it's his baby as a whole. And one of the scenes that I guess he didn't realize would be so popular for the community, but it has been taken as the whole wine label scene.
Oh, I love
Um,
that. Yes.
when he's talking about this wine, and they're like the Stevie's asking, like, you know, are you straight, are you gay, what are all this stuff, and he just goes on about the label, says like, you know, it's not so much about the label but what's inside, that's what I'm more
Yeah,
care
he's like,
about. I can't
I
get the
like
quote
the
exactly.
wine, but not the label.
Exactly, that's where it
Mhm.
is. Sometimes I feel like I'm this, sometimes I feel like this,
I
but I
think I
don't.
remember it. It's like fresh in my mind. If you don't mind, I'll like
Go
try and
ahead,
like
go ahead, go ahead.
retell it. I put my hair out because I'm getting warm.
Mhm.
Can't imagine why. Um, so I think it was like that previous night, him and Stevie hooked up, like sex and
Uh-huh.
everything. And she was asking him like in the general store, going, okay, for up to this point, I thought, well, no, she said like, I exclusively like red wine, and
Mhm.
up until this point, I thought you only liked red wine as well. And he was like, oh, I see where
Mhm.
this is going. And he
Yeah.
was like, I do like red wine, but I also like white wine. And I've been known to sample the occasional rosé. And also, there was that one time where I dated a Merlot with turned to a Chardonnay, and she was like, and then she said after that, I think, so you like all wines, and then he goes, I like the wine, not the label. So
Mhm.
I'm just like,
That's
oh
it.
my
That's
god,
it.
that's a beautiful way to describe that. I love it so much. So it really stuck with me too, and I'm just like, that's a beautiful way to describe it. Mm. Mm. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's really, it brings up that whole, well, it's supposed to be an identifier for pansexuality in that sense, is
Mhm.
that you're liking the person and not whatever they are in particular. And
Yeah.
as I told you about watching that behind the scenes thing, she talks about like how that helped her kind of realize it too, the actress herself, and that she kind of is like, well, I guess, I never really thought of it in that sense, that you're always concerned with this label and this is what it is, and that sometimes you just find a spirit that you're kindred with. Sometimes becomes romantic, sometimes it's just a non-romantic thing, and that can play into it. That's why,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I think that when you have a kindred spirit like that, it can be romantic, but not like some, that's where you get best friends. I would give you Oprah and
Mhm.
Gail as that example, that they are probably more connected between the two of them than they are in their own romantic relationships, but they're not romantic with each other in that sense. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That's kind of where it is. And I like that kind of
Yeah.
concept as a whole from it.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite quotes, actually.
Hmm.
Just thinking back on it. Oh, so good. I'm trying to think of like other quotes, not to just like stick on that. So,
Well,
um,
the one other popular scene is the whole "A Little Bit Alexis" song that she does, where
I'm a
she's
little bit
like
Alexis.
where she had her own TV show for a bit and
Or it was like an
whatever.
album, like she's a pussycat doll, I think, and she
Yeah,
was
that
like,
type of
"Oh
stuff.
yeah,
It was like it's her album for her reality show for some reason, but that didn't take
yeah,"
off or whatnot from it.
like she was only there for 2 weeks, and they
Yeah,
kicked her out because she was too pretty.
yeah,
So, like, okay, I love those lines too. By the way, where you're like you're trying to discern how much is truth and how much
hmm,
is them seeing it through their own glass,
correct.
like misinterpreting that situation.
Hmm.
So it's just like interesting. You're like, how do I? Is this like matter of fact? Should I take it at face value? Is there some
Hmm.
more to this? And you're just
Yeah,
like, but then they're like, no, we're just gonna move on from that. Like, oh, okay, great,
yeah.
cool. It's really good. Um, I'm just trying to think. Oh, it was just a blur. Like I literally like started playing Schitt's Creek
Hmm.
and didn't stop.
Hmm.
Like I just kept on like watching it in my spare time and just went, there's not a dull moment ever in this show.
No, once
It
once you
it's
get
just a
in,
train.
once you get in solid, yeah, there's not a. It just really does go, bam, 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 bam
Oh
to the
my
next thing,
god,
and you
yeah.
you just want to get sucked in, which is why I've been slowly rewatching it just so I can absorb it a little bit better. That's how I am with all
Mm.
TV shows. The better, in order for me to really remember everything, I have to watch it like 20 million times. I think I've talked about it in the past. I've watched South Park at least the first like 10 seasons at least, probably 20 plus times, and I don't get sick of it because it just really, I just absorb it by, I mean listen to it at night. Right now it's just Archer and Rick and Morty, but still that's how, like, the shows that I like, I do enjoy repeating watching. I know some people it's like one and that's enough and they know it's okay. No, if I like something, I will watch it over and over again and I will enjoy it just as much as the first time. I
Oh, I
will go ahead.
go ahead. No, okay. I can't tell you how many times I rewatched Centaur World.
Okay.
It's like it's super short too, so like you can watch it in like less than half a day. But like I've
Mhm.
been like just putting it on repeat because it's also kind of like a soundtrack. It's like very
Mhm.
very musical in that way. So I think I'm finally sick of it. But yeah, like when it first came out, I just replayed it over and over and
Over and
over, and
over.
I'm like, yeah, I just need to like hear this and watch this. It's amazing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's been series that I've gone in and out for because I can't not listen to something. I've had Will and Grace for a while. I fell out of that when I used to do Red versus Blue. But one of the things that,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't emulate, but I had gotten close and I have watched it a couple times already. Is there's this on YouTube, there is audience reaction to Infinity War and Endgame because it's an experience you can't get again when you're watching it opening night and
Oh
the whole
yeah.
audience is having a reaction. Like, spoiler if you haven't said anything, the ending Infinity Game when everyone dies, like there is no experience like that again, like that you will not come across something like that, like to build that kind of reaction that happened in the silence
Oh my
that was
god.
happening in the audience. Like I was I think I've talked about it, I was throwing a fit in the audience itself, like not like a loud fit but like enough for Gort to look at me, and I'm like like when Groot had gone, I was literally stomping my feet on the ground like a kid,
Oh
upset
my
that
god.
he was disappeared. I was like, "No, no," and just upset. And what the finding watching that video, It's about an hour and a half long because it's both videos and it's cut down, so you get the movie pretty fast for both of them, which is nice. But you still kind of almost get that same audience reaction because you're hearing everyone react, and it's like a pin drop. And it's nice to be able to almost recreate the moment in that sense. So I would definitely, if you ever want to feel that again, I wish I could say it, but it's like an audience reaction of those two movies. Give yourself, it's an hour and a half long. If you want to feel that again, that's the closest that I think you'll ever get to that. But I feel like for me, I that's why I still get a kick out of things. Like one of my favorite movies is 50 First Dates. I've watched it so many times.
Oh, that's such a sweet movie. I love that movie.
I know people don't like Adam Sandler. I'm really not a huge Adam Sandler fan. I've seen a lot of his movies.
He's made some gems. He honestly has. So yeah, I understand. His humor's kind of
especially in these last couple decade or so. I mean, he's given it an old college try, but it's just not working.
Well, also I have to mention, because don't forget about Hotel Transylvania. Because I have to admit, like, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's honestly a really cute series. Here we go, Brian. So he's saying in Infinity War, watching Tony get stabbed, never experienced that first time again, breathtaking.
Yes.
Or so, when he like has the Infinity Stones as well. I was just like, I think at that moment I was absolutely speechless, just like screaming internally. I think my mouth was agape, like, like still like breathing in.
It was a big
tearing.
One. I know the
tearing when he was like dying. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah, from that. The other big one was the Spider-Man one when he disappeared, because he is such a fan favorite.
Oh my god!
Not just in the MCU, but as like all of the comic books as a whole. He's a huge. I mean, we've had 3 iterations of him. We don't really have that with any other character. That's how much people love Spider-Man.
He really had to pull on your heartstrings. I'm like, why?
Well, not only that, he was also his not mutation, but whatever his genetic thing of his self-healing, his fast healing, was fighting the disappearing. If you watch it in comparison to the rest of them, as he's disappearing, like, poof. No, he didn't poof. His body was trying to regenerate and keep him alive longer, but it couldn't stop him. So he felt it dying faster, not faster, longer than the rest of them. Why'd you make it worse? It plays it. If you watch it again, he's the only one that's longer, and I don't think it's for dramatic effect. I think it's because he has fast healing, and so his body is trying to keep him from disappearing. Yes, it makes it more.
I heard that because he was like such a blabbermouth when it came to like in production stuff. I think they didn't tell Tom Holland all the details until they shot. So he was honestly like in the moment when that happened. So I think it was like partially the Spider-Man thing and partially Tom Holland really being a good actor. So
no, he is really good. If you've seen some of his other stuff, he is pretty solid. With that, I mean, it's only with the age will you really see if he can transition to any of the other stuff. But he's definitely going out there and doing various movies. I'll at least give him that. Good. And plus, I love him. I think he's amazing. So I'm curious to see what he'll do from there. I hope he doesn't fall down like, I don't think he will, but I hope he doesn't fall down like a weird Chris Pratt style thing. Like he used to be a funny goofball type thing, and then he went some weird,
like super serious,
like something turn, like a left turn. Even though he still does silly things, like just in his personal life, which is fine. I don't know. I can't get on board with him sometimes.
Actually, that reminds me, since you mentioned Chris Pratt, because my husband had to show me the new Suicide Squad. So apparently he watched it at work with his coworkers, and it was like the absolute funniest thing ever. Well, James Gunn worked on it. So that same guy who did, for those who don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
So, and I have to admit, it was really funny. Like not to the hype that Max had for it, because he was like so overhyped. Like he's like, I would buy this over and over again. I would watch it over and over again. I'm just like, it was good, but so, but
it was good for one time. I wouldn't watch it multiple unless it was just like it was on or that type of stuff.
But hey, they had Idris in it. They had Margot Robbie. They had Sean Gunn, who did Rocket, and also I forgot the name of the Ravager he did. But he did like 3 different roles in that movie.
Yeah, he played both. Well, it worked also because his brother helps him with all that type of stuff. He played Weasel in the
Yeah.
movie, in Suicide Squad,
Apparently
which is
that's
kind of funny.
Max's favorite character. I'm just like, what? I guess because he's so ridiculous.
Well,
But
it
apparently,
had a lot of good things. I liked the bad guy in that Suicide Squad, the Starfish, which was just an interesting take of I guess an alien coming in. I don't know. I didn't see any of the other ones. I really haven't seen anything in the
oh,
DCEU.
duh. No, I remember why. Apparently James Gunn is like a huge Toku fan, so that probably went into it. So
Okay.
like he like loves like Toku's Godzilla, all the
Yeah.
kaiju stuff. Also Kamen Rider, because that really like stood out to Max because what was his name? Bloodsport, Idris Elba's character.
Okay.
He one of his weapons, he had like these like weapons where you like put on the mod and then it like almost like transforms, I guess would be the best way to describe it. It like turns into like a bigger weapon, and one of them was one of the guns from the Kamen Rider series Faiz. Faiz, if you want to look that up. And Max recognized it. He was like, "Oh my god, that's so amazing!" And I was like, "Oh, I had no idea that James Gunn was a Toku fan." Okay, cool. So, but getting back to Chris Pratt, apparently, I think he was an extra in that movie. Like he was just like one of the like background people. So like this big major actor was just in the movie just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, what? That's so cool. Like all these like fantastic actors. So it was a fun movie though, and it's not out on Blu-ray or DVD yet. I think it's about to be out though. Like I think in like end of October or something like that. So about a month-ish, maybe less. So, but yeah, it was fun. It was cute. Love Margot Robbie as Harley. So,
trying to find any image of the. Is it supposed to be? I'm gonna try to pull this up real quick. Is it supposed to be like this weapon? Hold on. Share screen. Like it's supposed to look like this. Is what he's
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. No, especially the grip. So
this
like,
one? Okay.
Yeah. So the grip on that, I think it looks like more like a blade, but yeah, the grip on his weapon had that same exact grip. It was just colored differently.
Okay.
So
here's him holding it with that grip. I guess it transforms or whatever type stuff.
Yeah. But it was a very, very nice homage to a little nod to the whole like to all Toku. And which I have to say, after watching some of it with Max, it's a lot better than Power Rangers. Sorry, I'm gonna say that. Well, the only one that I ever liked was Mighty Morphin, but
okay. I'm a big Mighty Morphin fan. I grew up with that. That came out when I was in the American one. I watched it when I was in 6th grade. I'm dating myself, so that's when it was kind of come out. I think it came out 5th, 6th grade, somewhere there. And I know there's that movie that came out. I actually really enjoyed the movie. It makes me sad that it wasn't as well received. The Rita thing, they should have done something a little more like the original series. But the 5 kids, I was actually very pleased with it. I didn't have any complaints with any of the acting in it. I liked how everything was flowing for the most part. So it did make me sad that there wouldn't be more of it, especially since 2 of the actors are kind of in other things too. Actually, no, 3 of them. Yeah, it's only who plays Trini and Billy. I think I've seen Billy in some Netflix stuff. The guy who plays Red Ranger, can't think of his name off the top. Jason. Right? Jason? Or am I thinking their real names?
Probably.
Yeah, he was Billy in Stranger Things. So of course he has like another kind of role for it.
Oh right. The show I need to rewatch.
Girl who plays Kimberly, was Jasmine in the live action movie. And the guy who plays Zach, he was in the new Mortal Kombat movies. He's been in a bunch of other movies, but the Mortal Kombat was probably his most recent one. I can't remember who he plays. I feel like he plays the main guy that is escaping me right now. I can't think of what that character's name is.
Mortal Kombat.
I liked Mortal Kombat too. I know it got a lot of shit as well. I don't know what it is. I guess they just
thought it was fun.
I mean, the original Mortal Kombat movie is one of my favorites too. I love it, mainly because I don't take it seriously. It's a fucking video game. It's a video game
Right.
movie. Like
Who's
I don't
taking the
think
fun
like
out of it?
whatever it is. I actually didn't like. I know they had added all the extra Scorpion, Sub-Zero stuff. I could have probably
Oh,
done
right.
without that stuff, which is what most people actually liked about it. I would have seen them more do the Mortal Kombat itself. I think that would have been a more interesting thing. Liu Kang. Was that his name? Liu Kang.
Liu Kang?
I think that's the same.
Oh, I'm not remembering right now. Crap.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was super fun. Like going through the lore and everything. Yeah, the whole Scorpion thing and Sub-Zero. I thought that was kind of cool. Like the little snapshot in the past. I was like,
I liked all the fighting styles and stuff. The story, I guess, because I don't really know the game outside of the first Mortal Kombat, which is the one that I played as a kid growing up. I didn't really follow all the other ones, so I'm sure it makes sense story wise of two clans and battles between the two clans and all that stuff. So I didn't understand that anymore, but I kind of liked from the original movie, which is just more the whole Earth being taken over and them trying to stop Mortal Kombat from continuing because the battles and protecting Earth and all that stuff. Yada yada. I don't know. For me, I like that story as a concept rather than two clans, but once again, it's not just me. I'm sure the lore makes more sense for everyone else.
Well, I mean, there's different types of fans. There's some fans that are more into the lore, and then there's some like you and me, just like you're like, oh yeah, it's just fun, just go with it. So, I feel that way about the Doom movie with The Rock, and who else was in it? I forgot. It wasn't too long ago, but it was long enough ago, where it was just like super fun to go through, and it was just like. You don't have the Doom Marine right away, so they were like, it was like, I think it might have been like around 2010, maybe earlier, and it was like really a product of its time. Like you have all these like army heads going in, like, hey, let's solve the problem and solve the situation, and you don't get the Doom Marine until like much later. So, but I thought it was like super fun because then you're going through these little Easter eggs of different monsters that you see in the game, and just like little like fun little tidbits. But it was a fun action movie, I have to say. So
okay,
not
never
too much
see it.
About the game.
I know of the game. I know it's one of those first like real popular. Like I guess first-person shooters on gaming systems and stuff. So I know it because I think my brother played it a lot, but I never saw the movie. But I'm looking it up. Yeah, 2005 it came out.
There you go. Thank you. No, I thought it was later, but yeah, I guess I was wrong. Okay. But yeah, it was very much a product of its time. Like what I'm talking about. It was just very like, actiony, like Resident Evil, like that type of stuff. So, which I thought was fun too. And apparently that movie is not too much of a fan favorite, but oh well. I thought it was fun. So,
well, seeing the cast, Carl Urban, I think he was in this other movie that was like remade.
Oh God.
That
Judge
was
Dredd.
Good. Yeah, that
Judge
one.
Dredd. I saw that.
I never really saw the first one. That was what, Sylvester Stallone or something.
But you don't need to because it's good. It's honestly good.
Gort had me watch it, so like just watch it, and I was like, well, I do like Carl Urban, but not because of like anything else. I like him from Xena, Warrior Princess, so I remember him from there.
I vaguely remember that as a kid.
he I think he played Cupid and Caesar. Those were the two characters. He played two characters on there. So it's like, oh, anyone who's from Xena, of course, they have a little special place in my heart. So I kind of like, I can deal with him. I know he's in The Boys. I still can't get around to watching that show. I know people keep telling me it's good.
Oh, my dad's been telling me too. You're right. Yeah. Oh,
that's one of those I just can't. What are the questions? Sorry, this made me laugh. Okay. One of the Google questions is Carl Urban related to Keith Urban? I don't know. No, because
is he?
No, he's New Zealand. Carl Urban. Well, I think Keith Urban's American. So, I mean, it's not to say just because the last name, but it just cracked me up because I was like, I don't even think they look alike, but whatever.
It'd be crazy if they were. So
yeah.
Since we're on the topic of movies, also I forgot to mention. So it's kind of surreal for me, but apparently My Little Pony is coming back. It has come back.
Another again? Outside of Friendship is Magic?
Generation 5 has started, and there's a new movie on Netflix. I forgot the exact surname of it, but it is a new My Little Pony show, and it's honestly super awesome. Max and I watched it together, and here's like the good telling thing that you should take from this is that Max is not a huge pony fan yet.
Okay.
He has watched it 3 times already, and he's told me that every single rewatch just gets better. It's so adorable. It has Kimiko Glenn. It has Vanessa Hudgens, Liza Koshy. Y'all remember Vine? Oh my god, I love her. And a lot of good people who are in there.
It's got Ken Jeong and James Marsden.
Yeah, Ken Jeong. I forgot about him. It's such a cute movie, and it's so good. And it has like a nod to Generation 4. But that's it. Like just to like set the stage, but it's all new characters. It's so cute.
I don't know. I like the look of them. Like I believe you that it's cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen with it.
Give it a college try, at least once. If you don't like it, that's okay. But I find it surreal because I remember when Gen 4 started, and now Gen 4 is over, and now we're in Gen 5, and it's so surreal but awesome to think about. And I'm like, oh my god, like I was like there for the beginning and the end of like a whole generation, and now a new generation, that's what it's called.
Yeah, a new generation.
The next one. So
well, I'm surprised that they would just call it that. Like at least with the other one, like Friendship is Magic, it makes it's like a title. I don't know why they would just call it something that seems like so bland.
Once you watch the movie, I think it'll make sense. It's like set far in the future and things are very different. So at least that's the vibe I got. And they are coming out with a serialized like series. So which I'm excited for. I can't wait.
Oh my god. It says on here meet the main 5, but it's MANE like their hair. Main 5, not MAINE.
They love their puns.
Yes.
They love their puns.
No shit.
It's all Hasbro. There you go. It's so funny. Like I feel like Max and I are like 2 sides of the same coin because he's like really into Transformers and now I'm really into ponies. And I feel like in the 80s that was like if you're a boy you like Transformers and if you're a girl you like My Little Pony. So that's what I feel like. Oh my god. Oh my god, am I frozen? No! Am I frozen? What happened? No! Am I frozen? Did I? Ooh. No! 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 What is happening? Oh my god.
Sorry.
What happened?
I don't know. Sorry. My system just like I don't know, something disconnected on my internet, so I couldn't. But anyway, we'll get back in here.
So sorry, guys. I thought I disconnected. I was like, no!
That's why I sent you a message real quick. So we have some comments in chat. Says if My Little Pony wasn't stacked full of terrible topic puns, I would be big sad. So I guess we got a fan over here wants it to
here we go.
Be full of puns. What's your favorite cutie mark?
Well, Brian, from the new movie or in general, because that's a hard question. So
do new movie first, and then if you can think of the other one.
Well, my favorite character is the unicorn that you saw. Her name is Izzy Moonbow. Excuse me, not Glow, Moonbow. And her cutie mark is a heart with a button on it and pin stuck in it. And it's adorable because she's a super crafty unicorn. And I feel like that's me. So she's also like super bubbly and full of energy. And I love her. So I think based on the new movie, that is my favorite cutie mark. So
said her name was Izzy?
Yeah, Izzy Moonbow. With Z's, not S's.
Yeah, I'll see if I can try to pull. Oh man, that big one here. I guess there we go. So there's a toy of her. I'll share it real quick.
I got the toy.
You did? You got the
I
toy?
did.
That's good. That's good. I can't hate on it because yeah. So this one. So she's a little sewing.
Yeah, she's very
Notice.
crafty. Yeah. So
That's
and she
cute.
like she has like a little bracelet on too. She
Okay.
made her
Oh,
own
I see it right there.
bracelet. Mm-hmm. She's super cute.
That was cute.
I love her.
Do not know this new series. I honestly didn't watch much of the other one, which is the famous story that Melissa likes to tell everyone
It's super
about.
good.
But I do have a favorite just because I like her look of it, and that's Applejack. So that's my favorite My Little Pony character.
Okay.
Of what I have watched of My Little Pony, I do actually like her character too. She's hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of just focuses on a lot of that type of stuff. I feel like she's funny but serious at the same time. So she's kind of just like a good happy medium and a solid character. So I've always been kind of pleased with Applejack as a character as a whole. But that would be the closest answer that I have. That I don't remember. I know I watched it as a kid. I don't remember the characters much as a kid, so I can't really say as
we're
a
talking
whole
about
series.
the original series. Is that where we're going? Are we going that far back?
No. I was going back to my Friendship is Magic.
Okay,
But
Gen 4. Okay.
I know of original Gen. I was a kid. I know I watched it. I had My Little Ponies. Don't remember anything. It's just as like I know I watched Rainbow Bright and Strawberry Shortcake, but I don't remember anything of it other than the toys.
I remember Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, my own imagination of playing with the toys. So I know I watched the series, but I don't remember much about what the series is because I was like 5 or 6 and don't remember it.
From rewatching what I have watched, I think I'm trying to remember. I know Surprise is one of my favorites. And she's the white Pegasus that flies around. Well, only because she was the inspiration for Pinkie Pie in Gen 4. So they just like gave her the same cutie mark, but made her an Earth pony instead of a Pegasus.
Okay.
Excuse me, I sound like a giant nerd.
No.
Pardon me.
Would you go to Bronycon?
I did. No, actually, no. Here's the other thing. I didn't just go. I vended actually. In I think 2014, I actually was a vendor with 2 of my friends at the time.
Okay.
And I sold commissions and helped them sell their products. So I actually did. I actually did vend at a con, which was actually really fun. So I was thinking about doing that again. I don't know with what at this. Maybe with art, but my art's kind of like all over the place, so I don't know what I would exactly do. I could do TFCon. I don't know. I could do Transformers art, but that's not really my like forte. So
I wouldn't go into something just because you have to have some passion behind. I would say the art itself, like some love for it. I mean, I know you have a few characters that you do draw and you do love. I know you've shown them on the show, but I would probably say, like, if you really wanted to do like full commissions and stuff like that, the more you do of the art of the ones that you love, then you can give more to it. I would probably say.
I think that's a good way to go about it.
I think it kind of. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, when I go to like places like Fanime and stuff, when you go around and you look at like what is Artist Alley and stuff, sometimes I feel like some people make art because they know it's going to sell. And sometimes they don't really seem to have the same passion about it, especially if you're asking about it, but they know it's going to sell. And they're like, well, I don't really know much about this, but that. So I can't hate on it because, it's a form of making money.
Yeah.
But I think the stuff that looks like the best and the nicest tends to be the stuff that the artist is in love with themselves.
Okay. Yeah. Well, speaking of conventions, I am going to go to this one next year in May. It really says a lot about where I am in my life right now. It is the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival.
Okay.
I'm so excited for it.
It's a yarn
It's all yarn. It's like agricultural too in a way, because I think like some people actually do bring in like livestock, like goats and like wool producing animals. So I'll get to like see like handmade yarn and handmade crafts and woo! Like I'm just so excited. It's in May. I'm bouncy. So
that's good.
It was kind of funny because my friend that I'm gonna go with, she sent me like the link to like a vending license, and I'm like, wow, thank you, but wow, I don't think I could. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't really have the product to sell. I don't have anything like on hand to go like, oh, here you go, this is what I make. So right now, I'm just like making as I go. and just
Mm-hmm.
trying out new things. I also saw it was kind of like it sounded like you had to be like, you had to not only just create your own wool or be
Mm-hmm.
like secondhand with your supplier. Like you had to
Okay.
like actually know who you're getting your wool from. Like, so like, for example, I couldn't just go to Joann's, get some cheap acrylic yarn and just make a hat and sell it. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that could be, didn't sound that way. It sounded a little more hoity-toity that way. Not put too fine a point on it. So
Yeah.
but I'm excited. Yes, I want to go anyway. So, but yeah, like I would definitely love to vend again, and just
Okay.
in general. I think that would be fun. I just need to figure out what niche to stick to and go
Okay.
with that. So yeah, Bronycon, it was extremely fun. It was, I got to meet other artists, and I even like, there was an artist in the booth right next to us, and he did chainmail crafts,
Okay.
and those are really cool. So I
Mm-hmm.
got a necklace, and it has the two princesses, Celestia and Luna.
Okay.
They're cutie marks on the necklace in different colors too.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
wear it. I don't wear it, but I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
Just as like a nice reminder of that day. I have still have plenty of prints from that too. It was just super
Mm-hmm.
fun seeing like just the different types of crafts and art that were in the artist alley. Like some
Mm-hmm.
people had plushies, some of them had just plain, art, some of them had comics. It was
Mm-hmm.
so awesome to see. So that was in Baltimore too, in Baltimore
Okay.
Convention
Yeah.
Center.
I do know it's down
Mm-hmm.
there. I had
Mm-hmm.
looked into going there before COVID happened. I was
Uh-huh.
looking at going to just various conventions just to get myself out of being at home a lot, and I wanted to just go to conventions all over, or anything that seemed within reason of me being able to take a train, I could take a
Yeah.
hotel room for a night or whatnot from it. And literally the same year was COVID. And I was just like, well, there
Mm-hmm.
goes all those plans of being able to do anything of that nature, because it was starting, because right when that hit, it was when all those seasons in. I had like all the calendar saved, like events and all that type of stuff. And I was just like, I was so sad. The reason why I want to do it is because the job that I had previously was going to events. So of course I was kind of like already in that habit of looking for events to go to and whatnot. I was like, well, I never really got to go to ones that I wanted to enjoy. So I might as well go and do that. I did go to a few conventions and stuff of that nature with my job, but I wanted to do more of that type of stuff. But yeah. So maybe one of
I'm
these,
sorry.
maybe in 2023 or 2024, I'll go bring that idea back again and
Oh
go
yeah, that'd be
around
fun.
and
Yeah.
just even if it's like go there for do an overnight stay and then see, even if it's a convention I don't think I would be into. I just want to just see them and just experience the con life, because at some point I'm going to get so old and I'm going to be that crotchety old woman that's at conventions, my tits down to
Mm-hmm.
my knees and all that type of stuff. Like,
To like shove them into like behind your back, behind your
back
arms,
and tie them
and
in there and all that stuff.
gotta
Yeah.
like just stuff them up there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't say I did a lot of conventions when I was younger, but I definitely did like 4 or 5 of just attending and just going and having fun with it. And I feel like I miss that type of atmosphere, just going in and walking around. I found one that's going to happen during Halloween weekend. That's not too far away from here, like a half an hour. So I want to go do that. I took the time off from work to go do that. So at least it's something. It didn't look like a big con, so I felt a little more comfortable potentially going to it. But I
Yeah.
do have
Mm-hmm.
next week New York Comic Con, so we'll see how that's going to work out, because that's going to be a lot of people. Still, I don't know if they've limited tickets or anything, or if they just are going full force, and we'll see what happens. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. I'll have that to report in 2 weeks, not next week though,
Yeah, I
since
gotcha.
it's very far. Mm-hmm.
Please do. Um, hang on. Oh, I was thinking maybe instead of like conventions, because I still haven't gone to the Renaissance Festival,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's like literally in my backyard. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
still haven't gone. So I'd love to go with
Mm-hmm.
somebody. Um, I've always wanted to like dress up too, like
Mm-hmm.
be like maybe pseudo slutty and like a corset with my boobs like up to here.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that's the trend. That's what it's meant for.
mhm. Like I have a corset and I wore that at my wedding, but I don't think I could wear that like on the outside of clothing. It's like stark
Mm-hmm.
white, and I'd be
Okay.
worried about like messing it up. So I think I'd have to
Mm-hmm.
like invest in like an outside corset. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'd have to like build my outfit basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think that would be really fun to go to. It's just
Okay.
really like go to a Renaissance festival, like really like see the sights and sounds, and get immersed in that, and I think that'd be fun. So, yes, chainmail corset. Oh, can I do? Oh, there are people that I've seen online. They do like dragon scales Oh
Mm-hmm.
yes. Oh yes. Okay, maybe low key I'm a furry, but I don't know. Probably not. Um
Maybe not
because you
fur,
know,
but dragon scale furry. It's still
mm,
something. You never
that's a
know.
thing. Scalies are a thing. I know that term because I'm friends with a furry. Okay, just don't read into it. Don't ask questions.
I haven't talked
But
about my friends. I'm like all my anime friends, half of them are furries. Like it's
okay.
just a thing. They those two genres kind of blend together, especially in the gay anime culture. Those two kind
Oh
of
my
seems to
god.
blend it. So yeah, I have
Yes.
a lot of furry
Mhm.
friends. So I do have those friends,
And
and
the
it
reason
always
why
surprises people when I tell them about them.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring that up because I would like to cosplay my character Ember.
Mm-hmm.
She is this dragon. I gave her a mohawk, so she has like
Mm-hmm.
this like, wonderfully red, like stark red mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
And I love those masks that they have now, where you can like it like attaches to your chin, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like a full snout. And when you talk, like the jaw moves. I think
Okay.
those are super cool, and I would totally love to do that. And if I could
Mm-hmm.
do a chainmail corset with it, Brian, help me find one. Help me find an artist. Would love that so much. There's even one
Mm-hmm.
artist I found online. They make tails, like
Mm-hmm.
chainmail tails.
That would be
Oh,
very heavy. I would
oh.
probably would want to limit a lot of the chainmail if you can, if it's
Hmm.
possible, just because that is very, very heavy and it would be tiresome to you.
I don't
But
know. I think they were made out of aluminum or like an
okay,
aluminum alloy.
okay,
Yes, did I say that right?
maybe. Just as long as it still has some stability to it, I guess, in a sense. But yeah,
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I would love to do that. I think that would be super fun. I'm totally not a furry. I swear.
there's
That's
nothing wrong with it.
the more I say it, the more unconvincing I sound. Anyway, um,
It's a thing. It's a thing. I would like to go to a furry con at some point, but I would be one of those non dressed up ones.
oh my god, you have to
Because
be careful
yeah,
because
my
you will have the slutty ones that are just like everywhere. The ones that are
yeah.
wearing like barely any clothing.
Well, my friends they do go to a bunch of them because they're all on the West Coast, and there's like some big convention one out there that they all attend. That's like like one of the bigger nation size ones. I don't know anything about it, but I know they all go and they all talk about it all the time. And I was all like, I'm curious. I just want to go and like see it. I don't want to actually go like do anything or be from furry. The furriness is not for me. I mean, the closest that I would do as a furry character, quote unquote, would be I do want to cosplay as my Fortnite character, who is it's like a teddy bear, but she's like the common one is that everyone knows is the pink one, but I like the Halloween version, which is like green and black. And so
Oh, okay.
I want to
That
cosplay
sounds
that
cool.
character. So it's like a furry, but it's not a furry because I'm really being this character in particular. So versus a furry, it's like you have a persona and then you're
Right,
portraying said persona.
right.
So
There's a
it's
weird
not quite the
line.
same.
There's a
Yeah.
weird line.
It is a line. So mine would still be cosplay, but it's a character that would be seen as a furry. But versus you are being your own person in your OC essentially.
Right. And I have a friend who does that completely. So I actually did art for him. Yeah, what is a bird furry called? Thank you, Charlotte. I don't know. I think they're
Let's
still
look that up.
furries because they still have fur and feathers, but like I know that snakes and dragons and those that without fur are called like more like scales. They're scalies. So
Avians
avians,
or featheries.
but that doesn't roll off the tongue. Avians, maybe.
Well, amphibians, as you said, was scalies, right? Yeah, that's what it says right here.
Hmm.
And
So
then
then
personas, as I
birds.
said, I guess either avians or I guess featheries might be what it is. An
Hmm.
avian, also known as featheries, is a bird or bird-like character or a person who identifies with said phenotype.
Ah, okay. Well, what bird would you be, Charlotte? What type of bird furry would you be? Or was it just a genuine question?
Fantasy looks like griffins, even though a griffin costs. See, no, that's being something in particular. Sorry, just reading this real quick as best as I can.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
I guess. Oh yeah, I just remember the old word. This is back from like 4chan days and things of that nature.
Oh, here we go.
Yiffing.
Oh
You know that one.
no. Uh huh. Careful with that word.
Which is where all the
Mhm.
bad stuff comes in
Mhm.
that people think about when it comes to furries in particular, because that's where everyone goes into. Because if that's the genre of it. But it pulled up in the Google search of certain things, and it was all like, "What is yiffing?" And I'm like, "Oh, oh."
You don't want to know. No, no.
Like I know that one. I know that one.
Oh yeah, I remember that vividly. I do. I was
Cassowary?
so.
What's that?
was,
I have to look that up.
The cassowary. Oh yeah. Crap. I'm trying to remember what type of bird that is.
Pulling that up right now. It almost looks like a rooster chicken.
A rooster chicken.
Like,
oh, those things, those giant, terrifying prehistoric things. Oh
yeah.
my god.
That. Oh, look at that face right there.
I know.
That's scary.
The literal dinosaurs. Oh my
Yeah.
god. That'd be so terrifying. Do it, Charlotte.
Or maybe I meant to say like a rooster turkey. That's what I meant to say. A rooster turkey. It looks like a rooster turkey.
They're like the size of ostriches, I think, or emus.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my
see?
god. Look at that town.
I know. They're so big.
They could go right in you and stab you and kill you. Oh my god.
Oh my god, do it, Charlotte. She said, yep. Yes, do it. Be a cassowary. Terrify people.
Oh,
assert your dominance.
I mean, I do like their when the cassowary pooped. What? I do like their blue heads. I do like their blue heads. I will say that. Is that real? Eggies? Anyhow, let me end that.
Probably.
Interesting. Learned something new. Never even heard of that bird before.
There you go.
It says it's Australian.
Everything's bigger in Australia. Why? Why?
I don't know. Something scary. Everything's trying to kill
so
you.
Terrifying.
That's what they say.
Dude, I lost my mind when I learned that Australians have toilet spiders. Like they have a dedicated spider in their toilet to take care of other bugs. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God. Yes.
You're not.
I am serious.
Fucking with me.
I am dead serious. They have toilet spiders. They have spiders that they just let live in their home, in their bathroom. Just go, oh, okay, hey, what's
up?
Ew. I'm so sorry.
Wait, because are toilet spiders real? Australia. A giant huntsman spider lives in the family's bathroom and only emerges when someone uses the toilet. The spider has revealed its favorite hiding spot in the family's house, the toilet. Ew. Gort would kill himself if he had to live with this. Guy accidentally sat on a toilet with a huntsman spider in it. What? What? This is like I would scream. I would scream. I'm gonna share it real quick. Oh,
I know God. Max I could never live there because he is terrified of spiders.
Well, I mean, if you grow up with it, like I guess that's fine if you're used to seeing it there. But it's like, is that gonna go up my vagina? Like that's what it is. Like this is a bad anime type situation.
Oh my God! Is that how? Wait, is that accurate? No, scroll up. Wait, scroll up.
What?
No, wait, scroll up.
No. I think that's edited. That doesn't look real.
Oh my God, that's no.
But like some of these, like
no.
Some like that's edited. Like yeah, that's definitely edited. That's edited for a video. Like that's an edited thing on top of it. Oh, okay. I know snakes if they get in the sewer systems, can come up the toilets and stuff. But that's what's just like some scary shit. Wait.
Oh dear God. No, thank you. No.
Yeah, that's all edited.
Okay. I was gonna say like that. If there was a spider that big. No. Oh, no thanks. Like I'm not like inherently afraid of spiders, but they're big enough I will just not be okay. So
I'm waiting for this comment so I could add it in here. Hold on. There you go. Once you have trained your toilet spider, it can wield the poop knife for you.
It takes your poop and sculpts it. Ew. I like this concept though. It's really ridiculous. Yeah. Thank you.
Is it like one of those like restroom people, like those restroom ladies that stand there and they wait to catch you, like
butlers or something?
Yeah. I know they have an official title. I cannot think of what they're called.
Right,
I'm sure someone on chat will say, but it's like, they're the ones that wait into the bathroom and they, hand you your paper towel and stuff of that nature. Yeah. I always feel bad when I go to a place and they happen to have one of those. Is like, I don't carry cash on me. So it's like, I know you're supposed to like tip them and stuff sometimes, but I'm just like, I don't have money.
It must be so awkward if you have to like really take a shit. And
Yeah.
it's like not even a good one. You like have to like blast the toilet. So oh my god. I can't imagine. Like, I'm so sorry. I hope you have Febreze.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We got so off topic.
It's okay. That's how it rolls. That's how it rolls.
Trying to think. Well, was there anything else about Schitt's Creek that you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered most of the other stuff. I'll share some of my stuff from Instagram. So it's been a while, like 2 weeks. So 2 weeks ago, I think I had mentioned that I was going to a wedding. So I had that wedding.
Right. Oh, how was it?
It was nice. It was a very pretty wedding. The food was not good, unfortunately. But the wedding itself was really beautiful. It was a nice environment. I unfortunately, due to my back, I couldn't really like do much on that nature from it. But I did take a photo for my eat a bag that I had for a contest. So I'm sharing this right now. So it was, you can kind of see like the background was all floral and all that type of stuff. And then that's a close up of all my wedding pins that I've shown before, but I had them in an eat bag this time because it fit for the wedding. So that was fun. I would say for
nice.
yeah, the thing was is that we stayed there till like the end because they were going to have an after party at a bar around the corner, and they were throwing away all the flowers, and it was just like, oh my god, they just had a full garbage bag and they were just tossing the flowers in there, and there's all these beautiful arrangements on that. They were just straight tossing them away. I ended up taking one arrangement with me and I'm letting it dry out in the back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flowers in an ornament. I'm going to give that back to the bride and groom as like a present of their flowers, because they were just going in the trash. Everyone saw me, it's like, oh, you're going home with the flowers, and I was all like, yeah, I'm going home with the flowers. I'm not telling you the fuck what I'm doing with it, but yeah, I have them drying and I'm going to put them in a little ornament. That way it's like, it's still a memory. So I felt like it all got thrown away. It was just like, I can't believe they're tossing all this stuff. Like I just saw them straight with it. So it made me sad.
I do like your subtle cameo of your eggplant keychain.
Yeah, that was there. I did have to add there. It does say, you can't read it. It says, I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. Which is the Weasley twin / Marauders map quote from there. The other thing I did want to I'll share this one real quick. So of course there's a photo contest going on right now. So these are all my kitty pins, which I'll show right here. So a bunch of the kitty pins that I have. Although that's Doja Cat, that was a little throw in there because Doja Cat, trying to be funny. But yeah, all the various kitty pins that I had, or cat-like characters. I mean, I've shown those before. But yeah, I put them all together because it was supposed to be cats rule everything around me, which I managed to get Ozma to lay down. I had to hold Harvey, if you can see your little hand in the corner.
Pure black, like void. I love it.
Well, I went to Marshall's and I found that blanket. I think I got it from Marshall's, and it was like the blue. Yeah, it was like a Halloween bag, and it was pink, which is Umbridge, because that's the whole theme of all of it. So I was like, oh, it's a bunch of little Ozmas. So I got her to kind of sit on it. Since it was a brand new blanket, of course she wanted to sit on it because it was nice and comfy for her. Because she's spoiled and bougie. That's just how it is.
I love it.
And then today I posted this one, which was it's part of the Umbridge box again, but you're supposed to do the whole collection of Umbridge. So I have the little Lego set. I put that in the background, and this is my aunt, the great aunt Dolores. She's passed away, and she dressed up as Dolores Umbridge for my wedding. So I put her in there. I had Gort give me the photo, and I put it on my other phone, so that I could take a photo of it and then have them all together, since it's all Umbridge themed. So yeah, nice. So that's a photo of her at the wedding, and then just all the pins all together there.
That's a really involved one. That big one in the center. Wow.
Yeah, that's with all, like, most of them were from the box itself, or just others that I've collected that are Umbridge themed. So yeah, that's what I was busy trying to do earlier today, was getting all those pins together.
That's really nice. I like that. I need to finally I have my pin collection. I already showed you guys, but I feel like I need to put them on a board, to, make them all nice and pretty and such. Because I liked my hat idea until I started running out of room. So.
Okay. you could always rotate between or whatnot from it. Or if you want to wear them, you can always buy an Eda bag. There are plenty of Eda bags out there that you could get, and that way you can do inserts with pins. So if you feel like a different mood. So like, for example, I have that wedding one, but I could do various inserts and change it out if I wanted to. So that's
Definitely.
at least something if you want to wear them, or a board. The easiest thing you could do is just buy a frame, find a pretty frame that you like, and convert it. Corkboard, fabric, solid. Or
I
as you
like
saw
that idea.
before, the magnet board. You could do the magnet.
Dude, that was so cool. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
like, I think they like, I forgot how they put the magnets on the pins themselves. But they like just stuck them
The
on.
essentially it's a piece. It's the magnet itself. They like E6000 a piece of cork on it, and then they
Right.
put the pin in the cork. So it is still in cork board in a sense, but essentially that the magnet can then stick to the piece of metal background, and that way you can organize it a little easier without destroying
I
anything.
like that idea. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
really cool. So yeah, I think I might try and do that, but that might be more expensive. I don't know.
It would be expensive, but you can. I mean, I guess it would depend on where you find that sheet of metal. I think that's probably the thing that's going to be the most expensive, such sheet of metal, and being able to cut it slash, I guess, sand it down, because you're going to want to, yeah, be able to not have it with sharp edges and wanting to stab yourself.
Right? Yeah, that's a really cool idea though. But yeah, I think I might go with the simplistic version. Yeah, do corkboard with fabric. I could also make it like, I could also go fancy with it and make it kind of like quilted, so it kind of looks like a mattress pattern almost. I think that would be neat. But like little, like, what are those called? Are they just like fabric buttons? You know what I'm talking about, right? In the recesses of the mattresses. Where you have the diamonds, but tips of the diamonds is like.
Yes, the button itself, yeah, because it's punched through, and so that it's poofier on the other side, but like down in the middle with those. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think that'd be neat. Yeah.
There's a lot that you can do with it. I've seen different pin collectors do different things. Like each person either will do a board based on the theme of the pins. I've seen people who just do a base style board. Like, for example, one of the pin followers that I have that has a lot of pins. They just pretty much, they find a frame, they paint it gold, and then they do like a black velvet over cork. And then they just keep everything the same. Like all of it's the same. I mean, the only thing that's different is that each frame is a different style, but they just paint it gold, black velvet. They keep that simple because I guess the black stands out against the pins.
It's like
and
a
whatnot.
canvas almost. Yeah.
Okay. So different people are different things. I haven't decided what I want to do with everything yet. So far, the few things that I have, I think I'm going to custom based on the pins, custom my board to the pins that I want it to. I think that's going to be a little more my style.
I like that. I should probably finally get into the pin business too, because I think that would be really good for my business, and just go, here you go. So I like making little sticker designs anyway. So
yeah, the stickers and pins seem to be a kind of very common thing for a lot. One of my coworkers, he is a Twitch. I talked about him before. He has a Twitch, and he just bought pins to make. I've shown the image, his little icon. So he made pins of it in particular, and he wants to give those away as rewards for channel points on his Twitch and stuff. So I mean, that seems to be a big thing, or at least desire to get people into. So pins are a big, I would say, a big fandom of conventions, I guess. Definitely, especially you got your fancy pin trading too. There's authentics, and then what they call fantasies are the ones that people make versus, Disney or Universal Studio or something like that.
Oh, okay. Usually you just say third party or something.
Yeah, they're calling them fantasy, meaning that way this doesn't sound as like third party always gets that weird like off brand whatever thing. But really, the fantasy pins are much nicer looking than the actual ones, which are usually crap. Yeah.
I mean, talk to any of the collectors that we know, and they'll tell you basically the same thing. Like, this third party, whatever figure is so much better than the Hasbro or run of the mill, even Takara sometimes. So yeah.
Well, all the pins I showed, those are all third party. None of them are actual authentic pins. They are all made by small businesses.
That's good. You're supporting the small business. You get a better product. It's good. Competition is good. That helps grow. Not to get on my soapbox.
Yeah,
it helps grow your economy. It's good. So,
yeah, and I think also it's made by fans for fans versus it being a business that's going for Let me
Right.
make as much money as I can.
Right.
Versus, yeah, they want to make money too because it's their livelihood, but I think they also put work into it because they love it. They're making something that they have a passion behind, and so they
Oh,
want a product for it.
can I rant real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna go back to My Little Pony because
Okay.
like,
Okay.
the longest problem I've speaking of like Hasbro versus third party, the
Mm-hmm.
biggest problem I've had with the toys is that their cutie marks are little symbols on the sides of their butts,
Mm-hmm.
or their flank, if you will.
Okay.
Um, in the show is always on both sides,
Okay.
and the toys they picked and choose whatever side they went on. So it was just like for some reason they never printed their cutie marks on both sides like they are in the show.
Okay.
Now I feel like they copped out because now canonically in the movie they only have their cutie marks I think on their left side, like
Okay.
only on one side of their body,
Okay.
and it now makes the toys more accurate, but I feel like they lazed out. I really
Okay.
do. I feel like they listened to the fans,
Mm-hmm.
but then went with like a half-assed solution. So let me know what you guys think, because that's how I feel about it. I don't think I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of don't like it, but I kind of understand. Not really.
Well, I mean, I guess how to say, knowing how I guess they make cartoons is easier because it looks like it is all computer animated, meaning that they don't have to worry about hand drawing the character every single time. It's a computer animation. Now they only have to they have the animated character, and now they can just move the character. So it makes it easier for them on that end. Is that now they can put it on the one side versus something that I would say is probably more hand drawn or appears hand drawn. They're still editing it, and that's probably why they put it on both sides, so they don't have to think about which side is the left side and which side is the right side, in case it plays better this way. At least when this, I think with those 3D characters, it makes it easier because then they don't have to think about moving it. It just, the program alters the character. I think that's how I would take it, knowing what Friendship is Magic looks like and what this a new generation looks like. The style of art, I feel like, I'm sure there was animation to Friendship is Magic, just like South Park is all animated now. It's not hand drawn or anything. But I don't know. Maybe that plays into a little bit more, that they don't have to worry about it as much. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess because I feel so personally about it, it's just kind of like a sour taste in my mouth. So.
I guess. I mean, when Gort and I watched some of the old cartoons and where they mess up, I guess one of them that's notorious for doing is Ninja Turtles, where they'll have the wrong voice coming out of the wrong character because when they drew it versus when they did the voice, like it just didn't match. You're just supposed to not know that that's happening. But there's been a couple times we're watching it. I was like, that was not Raphael saying that, but that was definitely his voice. And then their masks
They've done
are,
that in Transformers too. Oh my god!
yeah.
But I find it super hilarious too. Or I'm just like, I think, like I was rewatching G1 like a couple weeks ago, I think, and there was an instance where I think Wheeljack was supposed to be talking, but it was Optimus's voice.
Oof.
And I was just like,
That's
"Ooh."
two different people for sure.
Oh, I know. And like, oh my god, like at this point, like I do enjoy older cartoons now. But I also watch them just to get a kick out of them because there are so many errors left and right.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like super hilarious. Like oh god, what was it? Like the first episode I think of G1 or maybe the second. There were like 5 different Starscreams. Like Starscream, like the jet Starscream, but it was all painted to be Starscream all in the background. So there were like at once just 5 Starscreams for no reason.
Like an army?
Yeah, it's like, or like just like characters standing in the background. You're like, like you're not meant to like really pay attention to it, but unfortunately I did. So, or they'll have moments where you'll have the Seekers, like like Thundercracker and Skywarp. They'll just like switch places, frame by frame. Who knows? Because they'll just change color and also change voices. We don't care. That also created, so that the cassette tape that comes out of like one of the cassette tapes that come out of Soundwave is Frenzy, Rumble. There's also Ravage the cat, but Frenzy and Rumble, or more affectionately called Frumble, because not even the creators know who's who.
Okay.
Because even animating this show, they had no idea who was what frame to frame.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Frenzy and Rumble are interchangeable. They're basically the same bot, but not. So that's like been like a long running gag and argument throughout the entire TF community that I am told so far. So which I find hilarious. So like, why? Like, really? This was, you didn't care enough. What? Oh my god. And I'm also like I don't know why I'm like getting into He-Man too, like original He-Man.
Gort has been buying all the toys, everything
It's
crazy.
so
I know
fun.
there's the Revelations that just happened. We just watched that. He's trying to get me to watch some other like show where it's like a Netflix version, I think too. That's like it's almost like they're like their Sailor Moon characters. They transform into like special ones. And I was trying to watch that one, and the other one, the Revelations, wasn't bad. But
That was
this
good.
other one, I got the 2 episodes in, and I was like, do we really have to watch this? But he finished watching it, and he was like, no, it's really good. We got to watch it. And I'm like, fuck my life. I have no choice. I'm gonna have to watch it at some point. But he's been collecting all the He-Man toys lately. Like if I could show you where our room looks, it just is.
Oh,
but I've bought into buying all the Orcos because I love Orco. I like him as a little character. I think he's cool. I remember when I'm watching He-Man, I think I did like Orco as a kid too. So I have a bunch of Orcos. And then I did buy Skeletor because, I like Skeletor too because it's just fabulous. Yes. But we were watching some documentaries of He-Man. And I say this as a proud badge holder of the LGBTQ community. That show is gay. Very, very
like,
gay.
He-Man. You can't say it's gay, like really.
So gay. And I don't mean that in a bad thing, but this show is the things I can't say them because I'll probably get canceled. But the show is exactly. But it just is. It's just like you look at these characters and it's just all like they are so fabulous. Which I know is always the trend. I know there's that was the What's Going On video, that old What's Going On where they're singing the hey, yay, yay, yay. That whole thing. Sorry for my bad singing. I'm tone deaf.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, yes. That. So I know it like plays into it, especially when Prince Adam is in his clothes. But like we were watching the documentary and it's just like, it's all like, everyone was a man. You had He-Man and Seaman and all that stuff. And then we had Ram Man, and it's all like, and we had the women come in and they're like, you can't name a character Seaman. You can't name him Seaman. So his name changed it to Merman. He's like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. We can't call him Seaman.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, what the fuck is this going on? But I loved watching it. I thought it was so hilarious. And apparently She-Ra's even worse with any of that stuff because there were some of them things. And then he was showing me people who go to the He-Man convention. I don't know what it's called. I think it has its own name as a He-Man convention. And some of the cosplayers is like, yeah, I guess it is full of that community, which is great that they have. Yeah, they've taken to it as much like as I've talked about in the past, where like Xena Warrior Princess, although not intended to be a lesbian show, has been taken in by the lesbian community as a lesbian style show because of Gabrielle and Xena and all that stuff. I mean, it is. You watch it, it's so full of lesbianism and so, or at least bisexuality in a sense.
Break it down. He-Man basically has a magical girl transformation every time he says, "I have the power."
Yes, correct.
He basically transforms.
Yes.
Especially Cringer. Like
yes. Yeah. Which is fine. I just I wish some of these other shows would lean into a little more, but I guess they're not supposed to. So it's like one of those, I don't know. And I just think Skeletor is just fabulous. So I think that's why I'm drawn to him so much.
I love his
because it's funny. Yeah. but like the more I had learned and looking at these toys, I'm just like, wow, like I just don't it didn't hit me because I didn't understand toys until I met Gort and it's consumed our life. With, you have a basement, I'm sure we have a basement. Everyone has a basement or at least a room dedicated to these toys. In general, it's all general toys in general. So, but He-Man is something that's new, guys. I guess they've relaunched the toy line. But I was just like, I'm just looking at them, just like, wow, it's something else for sure. As I said, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just I can't believe it.
I honestly love it. I do. It's so fun. It's just they all have these matter of fact names like Beast Man, Skeletor, Evil Lyn.
Yeah, which is where we had an argument first, because when he was saying it, because I didn't really know the character, so I was just learning the characters' names, and I kept calling, when we were watching Revelations, Evelyn. I was calling her Evelyn, and he's all like, "That's not her name." And I said, "Why isn't her name? Because it makes sense for it to be Evelyn. It's like Evelyn." And then when the other show came out, the one where they all have the magical transformations, they called her Evelyn, and he got pissed. He's like, "God damn it. Yeah, they call her Evelyn. Instead of Evelyn, they actually call her Evelyn." And he's just like, "No, damn it. They called her Evelyn." I was like, "Yeah, of course they should have called it. It makes sense. Evelyn makes the most sense out of the name. I understand Evelyn." I was like, evil. But I was like, I like Evelyn. Evil. Yeah, but Evelyn sounds like a more sorcerer name and all that type of stuff, rather than being like directly evil. I still find it kind of a mystical name and whatnot from it. So I like Evelyn, but it's not my show to be doing that for.
Like, it really goes to show me how these older shows really were just giant toy commercials.
So... Oh yeah. Oh, toys were created first in almost all these series.
Exactly.
I mean, Transformers hands down was, I forget what. We watched another one of those documentaries too, and they made all the toys, and then they gave to story writers, I guess, the toys, and I said, "Here, make a story so we have a TV show, because that's the best commercial. Figure it out." And that's when I guess they decided that the flying ones were the evil guys and the ground ones were the good guys.
I don't get it. Like, you've noticed that, right? Where like, why do only the Decepticons fly? They're not different species.
No.
And you see them, like, even the ones that are not even like flying machines, they just go like Superman and just woo. I'll get you next time, Optimus. Like, really? Why?
Flying is an evil skill. You cannot be good, and it's a bad skill.
I don't understand. I really don't. But it's honestly super entertaining and fun. Do you know the story behind He-Man? Like, how they created characters for He-Man? At least like He-Man and Cringer?
I think they talked about it in the documentary, but go ahead and talk about it, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh my god, if I can remember it right, because Max told me. Basically, it was like they had like spare parts in a box, and they were like, "Here, make something like today, like make it quick." So this guy took like a humanoid figure for He-Man, and then a tiger, like a normal tiger, but painted it green.
Yeah,
with like yellow stripes, and it wasn't even in scale. And like, like, why is it bigger? Like, oh, it's his Battle Cat, and apparently it's sold. So
yeah, it's like, here, he writes this one. I think that sounds about right for it. Yeah, because I think it was like some tire model stuff, and so that it didn't look like the actual Tiger toy. That's why he changed the color for it. Yeah, so that it would be the green.
But the fact that it worked is so amazing. This man literally bullshitted his way into the show, into creating this show, and it worked.
They needed toys.
Decades later. Oh my god, I can't believe it did. But it's amazing. Can you imagine if that was you and you could tell that story later to people? Like,
well, it works different now. Now a bunch of the toys and all that type of stuff, I feel like it come from something a lot of the time. But yeah, there's always something new popping up. I feel like there's so much saturation when it comes to these things for the kids that it's hard to even tell what is the end thing. And really, cartoons are the commercial. It is really the beginning of it. Because I remember I think they talked about it in the He-Man documentary, how before the 80s, like, you really couldn't advertise to kids. And something happened where then you could advertise to kids, and that's when cartoons came into play, which is why there's a big boom of those cartoons, because they are toy advertisements to children rather than it being like educational TV, that it became this thing. And that's why there is such a generation gap in that aspect, is because in the 80s, I don't know the proper terminology, I'm sure someone could correct me, but there was some point where then they were allowed to do that, and then that's when it was like just pull something out, pull whatever it is, find a thing, we'll make it work, we'll figure it out, we'll make it work on the back end and that type of stuff. Because now we can advertise to kids through cartoons, and that was the easiest medium that they found was give the show. Kids are going to want to buy the toys because now they're going to want to create the show at home, and that's why
fantastic ingenuity.
Yeah, well, and then that's why you get so many characters to have to collect, because then they needed more money to come in. Because once you have one He-Man, you really need another He-Man? No, now you need someone else, or you need this special He-Man versus that special He-Man, and all that type of stuff. You have to change it up.
Like Faker? Oh, I learned about him recently. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the blue one, blue body one.
Or didn't they make him like a robot too? Or is that a different character?
I think it might be a robot. I don't know the lore. Do not know the lore like that.
That's Max. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm bad. I like characters. I like the way they look, and I gravitate to characters on it. So I can't say I'm like a fan. Like I'm a fan of the character because I like the look and the style. Just like I say, I like Skeletor. I like Orko. I like the two of them as characters and the way they look and their presentation. They fit my color palette, all that stuff. So superficial way of looking at it. And I'm sure the true fans hate me, but I help keep their fandom in business by buying shit from them.
That's the whole point. I love it.
Well, anywho, we're almost at 10 o'clock, so we can do a wrap up. Yeah. So we'll go through all this. Let me get over here. We'll start with you, Ams.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
We'll definitely keep an eye out for this next month. Every single day of October, I will be posting. Oh, actually, wow, yeah, I have a TikTok. I have that on there. But I'll provide that link probably on my Instagram when I start doing this. So keep an eye out for that. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and all those good things. I have my Redbubble Shop. Please check it out and buy something, please, to support me. I'm not trying to force you, but I have some cool things on there. I also do commissions, but for now, you'd be put on the list. But if you're okay with that, definitely just message me. We can talk about stuff and get something worked out.
Yeah. There is the Nerds Has Spoken podcast. They upload every Thursday night. They also, I think they have started doing the Saturday night meetups too. Gort has joined a couple of them recently, so they're back up with that as well. So of course, if you want something to do on Saturday nights or early Thursday or throughout the day Thursday, follow up with them and listen to them or watch them on any of your favorite social media or music platforms. Shelf Gravy. They are every other Wednesday. I believe it was this past Wednesday. They go over how to make things for your dioramas or your displays or your action figures in particular. They also, I guess, whatever prop or project that they're working on, if whatever they're doing throughout the episode, if you're watching and you answer, I guess, a trivia question, you win the prize or win what they're working on. So something to look forward to while watching the show and participating with their shows. Our music, of course, is provided by Dust Mites. I don't have a banner for his new album, but definitely give him a check out on all various listening platforms. Good music to kind of just chill, relax to, play around in the background, or just foreground if you want to. Car rides, anything. I think it definitely would fit for all those stuff. Then, of course, you can follow us on social medias. Mostly Facebook is my easiest way to reach out if you have any questions or comments or anything of that nature. Outside of that, I think that covers everything. So I hope you have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll see you next time. Bye.